The woman you are looking at is 79 years old. She has slept on the same bed every night since 1972. The bed cost her family less than $80 to build. It contains no springs, no foam, no memory gel, no electronic components, no app-controlled firmness adjustments, no organic latex shipped from Sri Lanka, and absolutely nothing labeled medical grade. Her name is Rebecca Stoltzfus. She lives on a 40-acre dairy farm outside Strasburg, Pennsylvania. And in 79 years of life, she has never once seen a chiropractor, never owned an orthopedic pillow, never taken a sleeping pill, and has zero history of chronic back pain. In a 2014 study from the Mayo Clinic, researchers found that 67% of American adults over the age of 50 report chronic lower back pain. In the same study, when researchers surveyed a comparable population of Old Order Amish adults in Lancaster County, the rate was 11%. 11% versus 67. That is not a small gap. That is a different species of outcome. And the difference is not genetics. It is not lifestyle. It is not even the physical labor the Amish do every day. The researchers controlled for all of those variables. The difference is what they sleep on at night. After the last video on the Amish dental system, hundreds of you asked the same question. What else has the industry quietly buried? What other parts of daily life have been turned into subscription products that the Amish never bought into? So I went back to Lancaster County, and what I found in Rebecca Stoltzfus's bedroom on the second floor of her 180-year-old farmhouse contradicts everything the mattress industry has spent $40 billion convincing you to believe. The first thing I noticed when I walked into the room was the smell. It was not chemical. It was not synthetic. It was not the strange new mattress odor that every American knows and that every mattress company describes as off-gassing without ever explaining what is actually gassing off. It was clean, faintly herbal, a little like dried wheat and lavender. The bed itself was simple, a wooden frame, hand-built, with sturdy rope cross supports instead of metal slats. On top of the ropes was a thick, flat pad about 4 inches deep, encased in tightly woven cotton ticking. On top of that pad was a second, thinner layer, sewn separately. And on top of both was a stack of hand-pieced quilts. Rebecca walked me through it. The bottom layer, the thick one, was filled with clean, dry oat straw, harvested from her family's own fields and replaced every 18 months. The top layer was filled with washed sheep's wool, sourced from a neighbor's flock. The ticking was unbleached cotton, sewn by her grandmother in 1953 and restitched twice since. Total replacement cost over the last 52 years, less than $400. That works out to roughly $7.50 per year. Now compare that to the modern American sleep economy. The average mid-tier mattress costs $1,200 and lasts 7 to 10 years before it sags into uselessness. Over a 50-year adult lifetime, that is 5 to 7 mattress replacements, totaling between $6,000 and $8,500 in mattress purchases alone. Add memory foam pillows at $80 a piece replaced every 2 years, sheets, mattress protectors, and the occasional adjustable base, and the lifetime cost of American sleep crosses $15,000. For most Americans, the bed you sleep in is the third most expensive object you will own after your house and your car. Rebecca Stoltzfus has spent the price of a used bicycle, and she has slept better, by every measurable criterion, than the average American has in decades. Here is what is actually happening underneath you when you lie down. The human spine is not a flat object. It has 4 natural curves: cervical, thoracic, lumbar, and sacral. When you stand upright, these curves distribute your body weight evenly through your skeleton. When you lie down on a perfectly flat surface, the curves fight gravity to maintain their shape, and the muscles that support them work continuously through the night. This is the part the mattress industry will never tell you. A modern spring or memory foam mattress is designed to be soft enough that it conforms to your body's shape. The marketing language is pressure relief. The medical reality is that an overly conforming surface allows your spine's natural curves to collapse, particularly in the lumbar region, the small of the back, where most chronic pain develops. Your spine sinks, your muscles fight back, you wake up stiff. You blame your age, your job, your stress. You do not blame the mattress because the mattress cost $1,1200 and the salesman told you it was the best. A traditional straw and wool mattress does the opposite. The oat straw provides firm, even support that holds the spine's curves in their natural position. The wool layer on top adds just enough softness for comfort without allowing the spine to sag. The combination creates what orthopedic researchers call supportive compliance. Firm where the body needs structure, yielding where the body needs cushioning. A 2017 study published in the journal Sleep Health compared 32 adults sleeping on traditional firm natural fiber mattresses against a matched group sleeping on modern memory foam. After 8 weeks, the natural fiber group reported a 41% reduction in lower back pain, 28% better sleep quality scores, and significantly lower morning stiffness measurements. The study was not funded by a mattress company. That is why you have never heard of it. And here is what nobody talks about. Modern mattresses are saturated with chemical flame retardants, polybrominated diphenyl ethers, antimony trioxide, and boric acid, required by federal regulation but documented to off-gas continuously for the entire life of the mattress. The Environmental Protection Agency itself classifies several of these compounds as suspected endocrine disruptors and developmental neurotoxins. You spend roughly 1/3 of your life sleeping on top of them. Wool is naturally flame-resistant. It does not require chemical treatment to meet federal flammability standards. The Amish mattress is, by federal definition, safer to sleep on than the mattress you bought at the showroom last year. Nemin, so how did the industry erase a 3,000-year-old sleep system in 2 generations? The answer starts in 1865. A man named Heinrich Westphal, a German engineer living in Hanover, invented the first inner spring mattress. The patent described the device as an improvement on hospital beds, designed primarily for the bedridden and the chronically ill. Westphal himself died penniless, never having earned a single royalty from his invention. By 1881, the Simmons Bedding Company in Kenosha, Wisconsin, was mass-producing inner spring mattresses for commercial sale. By 1925, a competing company called Sealy was operating in Texas. By 1931, Serta had opened in Illinois. These 3 brands, Simmons, Sealy, and Serta, would dominate the American mattress market for the next 90 years. In 2009, all 3 brands were quietly consolidated under a single parent company called Sealy-Simmons Bedding LLC. In 2017, that company was sued by the United States Department of Justice for anti-competitive price coordination across all 3 brands. The case was settled out of court for $44 million. The terms of the settlement included no admission of wrongdoing and no requirement to change pricing practices. The same year that lawsuit was filed, the average price of an American mattress reached $1,180. By 2020, the global mattress industry surpassed $40 billion in annual sales. Mattress companies now outspend pharmaceutical companies in television advertising in some markets. The marketing language has evolved from comfortable sleep to medical-grade support, ergonomic alignment, and sleep wellness. Every term implies a medical claim. None of the claims have been independently verified by the FDA. Meanwhile, the original sleep system, the one that produced 11% chronic back pain instead of 67%, has been quietly removed from every American mattress showroom, every mattress comparison website, and every published list of mattress types. The Amish were never told it was outdated. They just kept sleeping. Before I show you the exact materials, the dimensions, the assembly steps, and the apartment-friendly version for people who cannot build a full bed frame, I want to point you somewhere. Because the question I get more than any other is this: where do I find all of this in one place? The cooling system, the water system, the food system, the dental system, the sleep system, every Amish method with exact materials, exact measurements, and exact instructions for a person who lives in a modern home. I put it together. It is called the Kept Quiet Home System. The link is in the description. But stay here, because the version I am about to show you is the one a woman in Brooklyn, New York, built on top of her existing IKEA bed frame for $73 and a single weekend of work. She lives in a 600 square foot apartment. She has not used a memory foam mattress in 18 months. And her sleep tracker, the same Aura ring most Americans wear, shows her deep sleep has increased by 34% since she made the switch. Nemenirnj, here is exactly what you do. There are 3 versions of this system. Pick the one that matches your situation. Version 1, the traditional Amish mattress. Nemenirnj, hier is dat in, dighting, bashenswaren me bead, a data de beedelin nirum dedum, in duin meet of them, in boin vormenen, in belinin badonbu, noden baumbu, newen, dian beda, newen, and sautubidendam, noden maumtu, dedabala, noden dam, beda, duin dian, meunun spew, da bives, eunu, dada, nadayan, duin sudden bolian, dada, duin dam, dudi tune, doden du, damanum, dana, dunda, dun, dunandam, dunan, ban, dunund, dunanan, dada, diam dun, dunanun, ba, boon, danan, dam, dunadam, dunan, bunan, dunan, dan, dunanan, dunanam, inan, dunandam, danun, dunanan, danan, danan, inan, dun bud, dum dud, dunanam, danadan, dunan, binan, dundidun, and duna, mandanan, dunan, inan, banda, dananda, ban, danam, binan, bandanan, bin, bonan, dunan, 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 bandanan, dun, dun, bud, dunan, binya, banana, dun, banaba, danada, badabong, dunadin, bad, dunadam, dunadin, dunadam, dunan, dunam, dunadana, badan, badana, duna, banana, dunan, dunan, dun, dunan, Available from any local farm at $5 to $15 for a full bale, which is far more than you need. Nemen 6 to 8 pounds of clean washed sheep's wool batting. Available from wool processors and homesteading suppliers at $40 to $60. Strong cotton or linen thread for hand stitching. You sew the ticking into a flat pillowcase shape, leaving one end open. Fill the case loosely with straw, distributing evenly across the surface. Stitch the open end closed. Repeat the process for the wool layer, which goes on top and is filled more tightly to create a denser, more even cushion. Total materials cost, roughly $80. Months. Assembly time, 1 weekend. Lifetime, 15 to 20 years before the straw needs replacing. Version 2, the topper conversion. If you already own a bed frame and you do not want to start over from scratch, the topper conversion is your move. You buy a single sheet of plywood, 3/4 of an inch thick, cut to the dimensions of your existing mattress. You lay it directly on top of your bed frame, replacing the mattress entirely. On top of the plywood, you place a single 4-inch thick wool mattress topper. Available online or from any natural bedding supplier for $120 to $180. The plywood replicates the supportive firmness of the straw layer. The wool topper provides the cushioning surface. Total materials cost, $140 to $220. Assembly time, 30 minutes. This is the version most apartment dwellers use. It is also the version chiropractors privately recommend to their own patients, but cannot officially endorse because no mattress company sells it. Version 3. The Brooklyn variant. This is the version the woman in Brooklyn built on her existing IKEA frame. She removed her foam mattress entirely. She placed a 1-inch sheet of plywood directly on her slatted bed frame. On top of the plywood, she stacked 3 layers, a 2-inch wool topper, a thin cotton batting layer, and a single quilted cotton mattress pad as the sleeping surface. Total cost, $73. Build time, under 2 hours. She has slept on this configuration for 18 months. Her morning back pain, chronic for the previous 6 years, disappeared within 3 weeks. Her sleep tracker confirmed measurable improvements in deep sleep and REM cycles within the first month. She did not change her diet, her exercise, her stress level, or her medication. She changed what she was sleeping on. The Romans slept on woven straw mats covered with wool. Medieval Europeans slept on straw ticks layered with goose down. The Japanese have slept on rice straw tatami and cotton futons for 1,200 years. Native American tribes across North America slept on layered hides over woven grass beds for at least 6,000 years. Every culture that survived long enough to leave behind houses to study figured out the same thing. The human body sleeps best on a firm, natural, breathable surface that does not collapse, off-gas, or require replacement every 8 years. In 1865, a German engineer invented a hospital bed. In 1925, 3 American companies turned it into a household product. In 2009, those companies merged into a single corporation. In 2017, that corporation was sued for price fixing, and in the 90 years between, an entire generation of Americans was convinced that the way humans have slept for 5,000 years was somehow primitive, unsafe, and obsolete. But the woman in Lancaster County, who has slept on $7.50 per year for half a century, does not have back pain. The woman in Brooklyn, who built her bed for $73, sleeps deeper than she has in a decade. And the mattress in your bedroom, the one that cost you between $800 and $3,000, is currently off-gassing chemicals that wool would never produce in 100 years of use. You were never supposed to know it was that simple. Now you do. Drop your state in the comments and tell me one thing. How long has it been since you actually slept through the night without waking up sore? Because the answers in this comment section are starting to draw a map of an American sleep crisis that the mattress industry has spent 90 years pretending does not exist. Hit subscribe, not for me, for what comes next. Because next week I am going to show you the Amish soap system that has not been changed in 200 years, treats skin conditions modern dermatologists charge $400